Hi, well, if you follow me, you'll know that I'm Principal Lisa and I am known as the UAE's super nanny and Potty Queen. And I've decided to go live today to answer a lot of questions in one big batch. We've had a lot of children go back to school in nursery, and there's a few concerns around wiping bottoms in school. How to get your child to wipe, how to get your child not to have poop accidents in school. And I've had a lot of questions in the last 24 hours around pacifier use and getting your child off a pacifier. So here I am. Hit me with your questions, and I'm sat in my office. So there you go. So you can see my office. I'll show you this way. Look, this is my trolley of dreams. This has got all sorts of hacks and ideas on this with potty training. I've even got my very own poop and potty right on my desk at all times. So here I am, the Potty Queen. So Madison's joined, and Madison wanted to ask me about pacifiers. So we're going to talk pacifiers. Madison, can you put your question below? So what I know about your situation, Madison, is that you've got a 14-month-old, and he's called Grayson, and he is currently using a pacifier. Is he using a pacifier during the day, and that's what you want to improve on, or is the pacifier related to sleep at night? Okay, so I've had my first question from Crystal. My 1 and 2 month baby already knows when he's poop. He says caca. That's really good. Let me pin that one because this is a really good question. So 1 and 2 months, so he's 14 months. Look, right now he's beginning to go into this peak readiness for potty training, which is really good. So I want you to say, yes, that's right. And if caca's your turn, yes, that's right. Your body's done a poo-poo. Can you feel your tummy? How does it feel? You have done a lovely big poo-poo in your diaper. Very soon you'll do it in the potty, because the potty is the way. Now that we've brought some awareness to it, let's do all his nappy changes stood up. Now, I am currently working with Kokoshi, and Kokoshi has some really lovely pull-up pants. Kokoshi pull-up pants. I'll see if I can get them to come onto this group. Let's see. And then we can get some pull-up pants maybe sent to you, because you've been so amazing and jumped into this call and asked a big question. So yes, why not bring some readiness and awareness to your 14-month-old if they're already saying the word caca. Now let's get them using pull-up pants so that we're doing the up and the down movement, ready for potty training. And can we let your little one see the poo? I work a lot with children. Potty trolley, I'll go that way, it doesn't look very good. I work with a lot of children who've never seen poo. So I've been working with a 3-year-old this morning who has found it quite difficult to accept poo in her life, because previously nannies have told her that it's stinky and smelly, and she'd never really seen it. So please avoid describing poo as stinky or smelly. So, right, our next question. So thank you for that, Crystal. Madison, so you've asked me about pacifier use. So I'm going to talk to you about pacifier use. Is there anybody, Tiny Sweet Corn Kids Club? That is such a cute name. Okay, so here we go, Madison. He uses it to sleep, and I hid it during the day, but he finds it during the day, and he will cause a scene. By it, she means pacifier. And he will cause a scene when I try to take it away, and in the morning he is glued to it, and I have trouble to take it away. I've got another question here. Best children's books for starting to embed and learn about potty. I'm going to answer that next. So stay with me. I'm just going to pin Madison to the top. I'm just going to pin Madison to the top. so that you will know that I'm answering Madison. Okay. So what I think we've also got happening here is we've got, yes, Grayson loves his pacifier and he wants it, because it would be like saying to me, who's a tea lover, you can't have tea anymore. I would be quite upset about that because I really like a cup of tea. I think we need to be clear and consistent with him. I like to suggest that we put the pacifier in a pacifier box before we leave the bedroom. And the rule is pacifiers never leave the bedroom, and that you build that into a routine. So how do you get your child on board with that? Well, it is a bit tricky to start with, but we have to start somewhere. And you learnt from coming to my play group last week that, that he's actually capable of quite a lot of learning. So this is what I want you to do. When he wakes up, you've got a special box, maybe it's the Paw Patrol box, and he puts his pacifier, his dummy, into the box, closes the lid, he does it all. You lift him up and you put it on the top of the wardrobe, and that's where it stays for the day. End of. Now, he's 14 months, so he's going to be having a nap. So if he has a nap and he's at home, he comes into the bedroom anyway, I'm sure. He reaches up and he gets his pacifier, puts his pacifier in, and he goes to sleep. But the pacifier never leaves the bedroom. And it's really important that you're clear and consistent with him so that he knows whether you mean it or whether you don't. Because one of the things that you say here is, he finds it during the day. Well, you're the adult, so you're in control of this. So let's make it so that he can't find it, and maybe reduce the amount that you've got in the house. I picked a couple of books off my shelf that help introduce the concept of saying goodbye to pacifier. We've got No More Pacifier Duck. This is a board book, so it's really simple. And one night, Mama says, no more pacifier, Duck, not even in bed, sleepy head. But soon enough, Duck stops crying and he falls asleep. So you've got a book like that. We've also got Pacifiers Are Not Forever. That's a really good book. And then this one's a classic. This one's won lots of awards. This is Bee Gives Up Her Pacifier. And this is really good because it brings in the idea of the pacifier fairy taking that pacifier away. Right, I don't want you to take the pacifier away just yet. What I want to work on is he only has it when he's asleep. It never leaves the house, it never leaves the bedroom, and that we're really clear and consistent. Once you've got that part nailed, then we can look at removing the pacifier. Okay. So I shall go to the next question. Okay, all right. So I'm going to come to Avril. Hello, Avril, my darling girl. And I'm just going to answer this one here, which is best books for starting to embed and learning about potty training. What have I got in my potty trolley? I mean, any book is good. And I think in the beginning is not to go full on into potty training. So you're not going, right, we're going to sit down. That's it. You're going to learn to potty train. That's your potty. How about we just bring awareness to things like poo to start with? This is a book, What is Poop? And it's a board book, so it's perfect for little ones. But in it, we've got children on the toilet. We've got children doing poos. And then as we move on, we've got animals doing poos. We've got insects doing poos. Everybody does a poo. And it's a really good place to start. It's light-hearted and actually puts no pressure on potty training. Just brings some awareness. So start small, build up. So let's have a look what Avril's got to say. So if you've got any questions, just ask below. I'm going to be here for a little bit with you. Thanks for your great advice, says Madison. That is a great idea. I will be more consistent, and I do have a colourful container to put it in. Well, that's perfect, Madison. Are you coming to playgroup on Thursday? I run a nursery class at Clarence School on a Thursday morning, and I've got about 5 more spaces because we've expanded into 2 classrooms, and it's 9 until about 11. It's free. You can come and be with me in the classroom at Clarion School on Thursday. DM me if you want to come. So that's nice. Who else has asked a question? Okay. Alex says, I count to 10 and he has to be back on his pillow for bedtime. I'd like to remove it now that he's 3. Have you seen or tried one of these, the Free the Baby system, in which the pacifiers get smaller and smaller and smaller? So this means that you don't have to do that previous method, which was where you cut holes in pacifiers. I really don't like the idea. Madison, you're not coming this Thursday, coming next Thursday. Good. And I hope you've got Bounty Beats in your diary. Okay. Yeah, I don't like, in fact, on my private WhatsApp group, we've been talking about painting the nails with that funny taste. I'm not sure about that, guys. I think I would rather be really clear and consistent, so we only have a pacifier at night, so that it's not interfering with language development. Actually, pacifiers have a place in infanthood, and it really is 0 to 1. After 1, we do need to say goodbye to pacifier because it really does impact the oral development, which can impact your child having more middle ear infections. It can impact their language development because of the placement of the tongue, and because quite simply, when you've got a pacifier in your mouth, you're not communicating and you're not operating in the world as a young, active, mobile toddler. You're still sort of in that sucking, soothing baby way, and so sometimes it can impact language. So it's really important to get rid of it. DM me if you want a bit more help with that. Okay. So we're talking pacifiers. We're talking wiping bottoms in school this morning. We are talking pacifiers. I'm just checking to see if we've got any other questions. Far away if you've got a question on anything to do with early childhood. I'd love to answer your questions. Anything that you might want to know about toys, early learning, it would be my pleasure to answer your questions. Thank you if you've just joined. I'm Principal Lisa, known as the Potty Queen. Da, da, da. Okay, any more questions? If you're all okay, I shall leave you to it. Brill, thanks. Okay. So one of the questions that I've just had on my WhatsApp here is this: how do I get my child to learn to wipe their bottoms? Well, I discovered this on Amazon, which is poo-poo toilet paper, and it's been really helpful with one of the children that I'm working on with poop withholding, because it's motivated them to wipe their bottom, to get rid of poo-poo on their bottom. So there's a little hack. Sometimes children don't like it, so you can get child-size disposable gloves and help them to start to practice, because one of the problems with wiping your bottom when you're a toddler is your arm doesn't quite reach around the back to wipe your bottom. It's really hard for them to use those water sprays to start with, so you might want water wipes. Okay, any other questions? No, you're all okay. All right, well, I will say goodbye and I will pop in again and see if you've got any questions. DM me if you're struggling with anything to do with babies, infants, toddlers, schooling, and DM me if you want to join my private WhatsApp group so that you get invites to all of my nurseries. Oh, that's great. Never heard of the poop toilet paper. I know, hilarious. You should see the things I come up with. But yeah, the poop toilet paper, because it's got little poo-poos on, they seem to connect with, well, I use this paper to get rid of the poo-poo, after all. Yeah. Give it a whirl. Okay, right. See you all soon. Thanks for joining me for a quick live on poo-poos and pacifiers.